Joining us today, we're going to go over choosing the right walker or rollator. My name is Kevin Brown. I'm with All Star Medical, and we're going to start out with your most basic rollator. Actually, I should call this your walker. This is your standard walker right here, okay? Has a 300-pound weight capacity. It has buttons that are right here, which you push down, and it gives you the ability to fold the device very small for easy transportation. You'll also notice on here that we have some adjustable legs. You can adjust these up and down, and then they have 5-inch wheels on the front. These 5-inch wheels work really well inside the home, and then you have what we call your glide tips or glides on the back of this walker. Some of these walkers will actually come initially with rubber stoppers. That is not what you want on your walker. They typically will be in the box where you have glides. If not, there are glide skis that you can get from a medical supply store. This is also where tennis balls come in play. They're a convenience item. They're not any better than glides. I've had over 20 years experience in this and not seen that tennis balls last any longer than your glides. It's just that you can grab tennis balls at a local sporting goods store and maybe a little bit closer than the medical supply store is for you. So not any reason or that tennis balls are better than glides. It's just a convenience thing. But this is your standard one. Again, 300-pound weight capacity. Most common one you see after you've had maybe a surgery or an injury or something like that you'll go home from the hospital or something like that. So basically this is your standard rolling walker here, okay? Your next most common one that people have a tendency to like is your rolling walker with seat. Okay, that's this item right here. This is also known as a rollator. Okay, and you can call it either one. I've even had people call them A-frame walkers because it kind of looks like an A at this angle here. This has 6-inch wheels. The front actually swivel, so it makes it a lot easier to turn. That can be good or bad depending on what your need is. It has wheel locks that you can squeeze the wheels here. And then it also has a wheel lock system where you push down, okay? When you push down, that's when you want to go to sit down into the device. So this is great for long distances, needing a place to rest, whether going to a doctor's office in a large area that may not have a place to sit. If you have some endurance issues, breathing issues, something like that, this is very handy. This has height adjustable handles right here, so you can adjust these handles. You take this knob, you turn it, and you can adjust these. There's typically about 5 to 6 holes, so you can adjust the height to make sure that this is in the proper, the handles are actually in the proper height. Typically, you're going to be between the hip bone and the wrist bone when you do this. Seat opens up, has a pouch underneath. Most companies are making them with pouches now versus wire baskets, because if you don't have anything in the pouch, you can still fold it up, but with a wire basket, you have to take it out. They tend to get lost, things like that, so most of the manufacturers have went to a pouch. You pull up, and this will fold. Your backrest piece right here can fold up, and then that's about the width when it comes to putting in the trunk of a car. These weigh anywhere between probably 16 and 20 pounds, depending on the manufacturer and the brand. They're a very common item that you'll see out there. So there's not a lot of difference. Most people are shopping this for price. Really, we'll get into a couple of them later on here in a minute that have a couple different options, and that's where price can vary as well. One of the most popular ones that we do is this height adjustable rollator. And so, as you'll kind of see here, looks very similar, still got the A-frame style, everything like that. But you'll notice that there is a padded backrest, okay? This is really thick. So when you go and put your wheel locks on and go to sit down, you'll notice that it's padded. It hits you a little higher in the back in most cases, and it's larger. So you've got more contact area for when you're resting and things like that. People have a tendency to like this pad more than they do the bar. The bar is padded, but this just gives you a little bit more added support. One of the nice features about this one is you can adjust the handles just by pulling them up or down with a little push pin here. You can also do that on the legs. So what makes this one so much different is you have 8-inch wheels. You have some reflectors on the side for outdoor use, things like that. But you can also adjust the seat to floor height, where with the previous version, you cannot adjust the seat to floor height. So we always recommend your feet being able to touch with a rollator when you are seated. Some of these don't give you that option, but this one does. You can adjust it up and down. Typically, it's about a 4-inch adjustment that you can do. So again, really a nice piece of equipment, and that's where you start noticing a little bit difference in price on some of these models that we'll get into. The next one has really taken off in the last few years. It's called the Euro style rollator. You'll notice the large front 10-inch wheels and then 8-inch wheels in the back. It's got a little bit of a sleek design. You get noticed when you have something like this. People really, it's a kind of an eye catcher. People like this. You still have your wheel locks that you can push down. You do have the pad that's back here. You have the adjustable handles that can go up or down, but you don't have the ability to adjust the seat. You have a pouch in the front that you can put things in that works real easy, just a little zipper pouch. And then as far as pulling it up, take this little device and fold it up just like that. So it's very compact. Again, these weigh between about 19 and 22 pounds. So a little bit heavier, but really not that much difference when you look at it. The design though is to have these bigger wheels, which do a little bit better in outdoor areas. So that's the Euro style rollator that we have. The next item that I'll go into is your heavy duty or your bariatric rollator. Really, this is no different than the second or third version that I showed. It's just larger, okay? This has a 400-pound weight capacity. You'll notice that it has a larger seat. I've still got that other one right here. So you kind of get the idea of the difference in the seat width compared to the one in front. It's also got more room between the frame as well. So if you're a little larger in the hips, this one can come in handy. You have the ability to adjust the handles just like this one, but you don't have an adjustment anywhere else on this. So they do make these 400, 500-pound weight capacities. You know, you have a little bit larger wheel too. I think this is an 8-inch wheel that you have. Everything else is exactly the same. Nice feature, nice device if you need it, you know, for the size reason. Some of the newest items that are out on the market today are the upright walkers and UpWalker. You've probably seen the versions I'm going to show right here on TV advertisements. This is the device right here you probably have seen on TV. What's nice about it is this gives you the ability to stand upright while you're using your rollator. Sometimes people have a tendency to lean over because the handles, you know, don't push up and you have some back issues. So you're leaning this way. This gets you a little bit more upright. You have your handles, your wheel locks here, so you can squeeze here, and you can also push. Another nice feature is you can adjust these up and down pretty easy. I tell people when you go to sit down in this device that is one thing that you need to think about is if you're very wide in the shoulders, you want to go ahead and push these down so you have a place to put your arms, okay? If you don't do that, you kind of feel like squished in. Another feature that this has, you'll see these handles where my hands are right here, okay? What's nice about that is it gives me a place to push up from. So that's what this item offers. It's really nice. These also will have a pouch in the front. This pouch right here in the front. Take the handle here, pop it up. very compact and easy to transport. Also comes with a cup holder, so you can have a drink that you can put in there. So again, very nice features and benefits on this UpWalker. This is a copycat industry. This is a version of an upright walker. This is the upright walker Venture DLX, I believe is the model here. Again, you're able to adjust the height right here. For the handles, you can adjust these armrests in and out with this knob here. And then this also has a place for the backrest, or to actually lock these handles in right here. You can adjust this and take this off if you choose to. All you have to do is take it off. Still have your seat. It will still fold up, but you do have to take that handle off. It's got the pouch in the front, 300-pound weight capacity. These weigh around 23 pounds. So, nice feature if you're looking for something that you need a little bit more work with your posture when you're walking around, stuff that you need to consider. One of the other brands that a lot of people don't realize are out there is this version here. And I've got it folded up so you can kind of see it from this angle. Okay, this is a Translator. It's a combination of a transport chair and a rollator in one. Okay, so when I go to push down, basically I've got it set up initially as a rollator. Okay, I can use it to walk around just like a rollator. I can sit, do everything that I need to from this position just like a rollator. What's nice about this that is you get to a point where you're going, I can't walk anymore. I'm tired, even the seat is not helping me anymore. I need something else. This is where this comes in. You flip this, you'll notice right here that I can pop leg rests that are detachable. They pop around, but they also hook on the side on this version. Come around, and I can sit in this like a wheelchair or a transport chair. And then I can have somebody push me from behind while I sit. So it's like taking two items, putting them together, less trunk space you have to worry about because you're carrying one device versus two devices in a vehicle. Again, very handy. These leg rests are detachable. They're 300-pound weight capacity. They have some adjustability, but they're a very nice feature. Again, you have a pouch you can put the leg rest in or other items that you may need. But what I always like to talk about on these walkers are people ask, well, which one works for me? Okay, so that all depends on the individual. And what I mean by that is, are you using it for endurance or are we using it for balance? What is the reason? Sometimes it's a combination of things. This is where you need to talk to your physician, talk to your physical therapist, and let them help you decide what's the best device for you, okay? With your standard rolling walker here, these wheels do not change. They're going straight forward. So turning side to side means you physically have to pick this up or move it, okay? Whereas with a rollator, rolling walker with seat, they have swivel wheels. So this can easily go side to side with no problem. That can be good or bad. So keep that in mind. That may be a great thing. That may be it's too much for you too fast. So those are some factors to keep in. Insurance typically will cover a rolling walker. What I like to tell people about that though is you have to ask the right questions, okay? Rolling walkers are reimbursed at around $50-something, okay? And if a doctor writes you an order, that's great, but that doesn't mean anything. You have to show the documentation behind it because the doctor has no say in whether it's paid for or not. They can help and give all the information they need out for a walker or whatever medical equipment there is, but in the end result, the insurance dictates whether it's covered or not. So they typically will cover a rolling walker, but they're going to cover the most basic thing. What you find is a lot of these, you'll find that you can get a still version of this rollator. They pay a rolling walker and then they pay for a seat. With the rolling walker and a seat, I think the reimbursement's around $75. It depends on state, depends on the insurance plans. There's a lot of different things, Medicare, all that kind of stuff, depending on what plan you're on. So there's different variations. But when you start getting into larger ones like this, you know, or the upright walkers or anything like that, what you run across is the reimbursement is not even close to even covering cost of what the item is. You know, some of these items are $200 and $300. Can be one of the UpWalkers is up to $600. So the insurance is not going to cover that. It's not able to cover it because it doesn't, you know, their reimbursement doesn't cover it. So you won't get that under insurance, and a lot of this will be cash purposes or cash payment, I should say. So just keep that in mind when you're doing things like this. I think it will hopefully be helpful for you. Talk to your doctor, talk to your insurance company, and the biggest question I can tell you to ask them is ask them, do you cover it? Which most all of them are going to tell you yes. But ask them, what is the medical criteria for the rolling walker or rolling walker with seat? What is that criteria to get covered, so you know what you need to talk to your physician about in order to get something, you know, qualified for insurance. I hope this was helpful. We're trying to do all sorts of videos that we're giving you education and talking to you about. You can get most all these devices on our website at All Star Medical LLC. Please don't forget to subscribe to our page, as we're constantly putting new information on here. Our website is allstarmedicalllc.com. You can also call us with any questions at 615-730-9438. Thanks, and have a great day.